Hi, my name's Austin. I'm one of the co-founders and the CEO of Fly Bodies. Fly Bodies is a health and wellness company that helps individuals, families, schools, and even companies optimize their health so that they can optimize their performance in their everyday lives. We provide wellness programs and remote health coaching during a time when we believe society needs it most. We center our health coaching as well as our wellness programs around 5 key principles. We call them the FLY5. And to give you a brief overview of what the FLY5 are, we talk about our eating window, our water intake, our exercise, as well as our sunlight exposure, and then our sleep, okay? So those 5 things I'm gonna go into just briefly because I want you to understand what they are so that you can go forth and implement them into your lives so that you can start living a healthier lifestyle. And then a later video, we'll go more into depth on more like reasons why we want to implement these into our lives, but this is just a brief overview, okay? So the first one is our eating window. Our eating window should be less than 12 hours or less, meaning if I started eating at 8 a.m., I would stop eating at 8 p.m. So that 12-hour window gives us 12 hours to eat the amount of food that we need to operate optimally throughout the day. Now, your window can be shorter than that, but I'm not going to go into that much detail on that right now. But basically, 12-hour eating window or less is good. Then is our water intake, all right? Next is our water intake. Our water intake should be about half our body weight in ounces, okay? And so I weigh about 190, and so that means I need to be drinking at least 95 ounces of water each day, okay? And there's a reason for that. It's because we are constantly burning water throughout the day with either breathing or we even burn water when we're sleeping, all right? So water is an incredible asset to the function of our entire body, both physically and mentally, all right? So half your body weight in ounces, that's the second principle. The third principle is exercise. Exercise is extremely important on a cellular level as well as a cognitive level. And those are very similar, but it's just exercise has so many benefits. And what I'm going to tell you is you only need to do 15 minutes of vigorous exercise a day or 30 minutes, hopefully that's not wrong, 30 minutes of light to moderate exercise each day. So vigorous exercise, what is that? That's either like a 15-minute HIIT workout or a 15 minutes Tabata workout or a 15-minute bike ride that's really intense. Something that's going to get your heart rate, decently high and then bring it down to recover. So 15 minutes of vigorous exercise or 30 minutes of light to moderate exercise, which includes like a hike, maybe a brisk walk or something of that nature. So that's the third principle. The fourth principle is sunlight exposure. So sunlight exposure is very important because we need about 15 to 20 minutes in order to get enough vitamin D for our bodies to absorb enough vitamin D for our daily value intake. So vitamin D has so many different benefits to our overall lifestyle and our health that I'll get into those on a later video, but vitamin D absorption and then also melanopsin production in our body. So melanopsin is the opposite of melatonin. So melatonin, most people know about being the sleepy hormone, whereas melanopsin is actually the awake hormone, or it's going to give you more energy to be more awake during the day. So direct sunlight exposure into your eyes is what produces melanopsin in our body. The last thing I'll talk about is our fifth principle, which is sleep, all right? We need 7 to 9 hours of sleep. 8 is what they say is prescribed by most people in order for our bodies to mentally and physically recover and to operate the best we can the following day. So basically, how do you do that? Well, research has shown that if you go to bed around 9:30 or 10 and you sleep from the time of like 10 p.m. to in the 2 a.m. mark, that is our actually most optimal time for our bodies to repair mentally and physically. But obviously you're not going to wake up at 2 a.m. So you're going to keep sleeping. So anywhere from like 9 to 6 a.m., that's a 9-hour window of sleeping. That's probably our best time to sleep. Now, I know that we have night owls, we have people that go to bed super early, and some people can't sleep at all. But just know that, and I'll go into it in a later video, but just know that sleep is so important and has such a beneficial impact on our lives when we get adequate amounts of sleep. So those are the 5 principles that we teach our clients in the Fly Bodies system. And that is our eating window, 12 hours or less, water intake, which is going to be half our body weight in ounces in water each day. And then our exercise, which is 15 minutes of vigorous exercise or 30 minutes of light to moderate exercise. Our sunlight exposure, which is going to be at least 15 to 20 minutes of direct sunlight each day. And then our last thing is our sleep, so 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And those are the 5 principles of the Fly Body system, and we call those the FLY5.